Hey there, it's Ashley Drummonds, and welcome to Abs TV. And in this episode, we are going to talk about 3 daily practices you can practice in your life that are going to help you stick to your goals, really just feel strong and confident in what you're working towards. And this is going to be super important, not just in your health and fitness, but in any area of your life this is applicable. So I do all of these on a daily basis, and this kind of helps me on my own rituals and goals and focus points. So for example, if you are starting a new fitness program, if you're just starting to get into working out, if you're starting a new nutrition program, if you're doing any type of new change in your life, starting a new business or new career or new relationship or whatever it might be, change can sometimes be hard. Change can sometimes be hard because it requires you to put new habits and new practices in place, which is sometimes easier when you have a good group or a good community that's going through it with you, but a lot of times we go through these changes on our own. So one of the things I always post about is I'm a huge believer in self-reliance, I'm a huge believer in self-love and independence, and that doesn't mean that you don't have other people that hold you accountable. It just means having daily practices that help you stay on path and help you rely on your own inner strength to end up hitting these things and accomplish the things you want to do in your life. So 3 things that I highly recommend and that I do on a regular basis that have always helped me through anything in my life, whether, like I said, whether it's like a new strength program, new nutrition program, a new job, living in a new place, like meeting new people, this is gonna help you. So number 1, I do this every day and I highly encourage you to do this, is finding some sort of meditation practice. So a lot of people get caught up on meditation and like the whole like Buddha, Zen, like cross your legs and hold your fingers and things like that. And that's not what it's about at all. Meditation is really, put in the most simplest terms, it is anything that you do that connects you fully to the present moment. So sometimes it's going to be different than it is on other days. Some people, it really is sitting in silence and really just taking in those deep breaths, listening to your inner thoughts, listening to that inner voice, and spending 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you need to do that. Another form of meditation, though, can be your workouts. It can be strength training. It can be exercising and just being so encompassed and present in what you're doing that it helps you focus and kind of just let go of the stress and the worries or things like that. It can be taking a walk. It can be listening to music. It can be whatever it is that helps you just shut off all the noise and all the chatter that's going on in your mind and really connect to the inner part of yourself. So to help you understand how to do that, or what I do for my meditation practice, is typically in the mornings when I always do this in the morning or at night. And the reason for this is because that's when your subconscious mind, so your subconscious mind is what pushes you, what kind of puts your whole life on autopilot and what you want to spend the most time programming. It is most impressionable when you first wake up and when you go to bed. And the reason being is because that's when everything throughout the day, the tasks throughout the day, everything that takes up all that space in your mind has kind of just subsided for a little bit. And it's the most quiet and open. So first thing in the morning when I wake up, after I've had some coffee or even while I'm having my coffee, one practice I always do is I take out a piece of paper, blank piece of paper and a pen, and I kind of just sit there in silence and take in the morning, and I'll do various things. I'll either just write out like a gratitude list, so I'll say I am grateful, and then I just start thinking of everything that I'm grateful for, because that puts my mind in a state of gratitude and it also connects me to the present moment. Or sometimes if I'm going through a very stressful period or concerned or worried about something, I'll write out those thoughts, like I'm kind of nervous about my competition coming up. Here's my fears. Here's what I think, all these things, because what that does is it gets it out of your mind and it gets it onto paper, because sometimes you can just see what you're most worried about and then it completely loses its power. Or another thing that I do is I actually do meditate. I'll go in a quiet spot in my home, I will light a candle, and I will just sit in silence and I will focus on my breath. So if you've never done it in that form, there's nothing fancy about it. You don't have to worry about like following some special ritual. Just find a quiet place that you can really like cut out all distractions, leave your phone, your computer, anything like that. If you want to light a candle, light a candle. If you don't, if you want to just like look at a beautiful view, that's fine. But the whole thing is you're going to focus on your inhale and your exhale through your diaphragm. That's the main thing. And all you're going to think about, just think of breathe in, breathe out. And even if you need to just tell yourself that, so even if you need to just sit in silence, close your eyes, and just think, breathe in or inhale, exhale. Focus on your breath. Now what's going to happen is your mind is going to start to wonder. It's going to be, oh my gosh, I got to do laundry. I need to do this today. I need to call my mom. I need to do whatever. Every time your mind starts to get distracted, breathe in, breathe out. And what that does is it really just slows your heart rate down. It cuts down on your stress, your cortisol levels. It connects you to the present moment. It gets your mind focused and relaxed, and it'll really help you start and finish your day in a positive way and keep you focused. Number two, so that's number one. Number one, perform or start some sort of meditation practice. Anything that keeps you connected to the present moment and out of your head, out of that analytical side of our mind, and really just in our spiritual side, so that you can hear your own thoughts and your inner voice. Number two, to keep you focused on your goals, on moving towards your new direction, or just really staying on this positive path of health and fitness and creating the life that you want, I want you to come up with 3 to 5 affirmations. So affirmations are statements or thoughts that you tell yourself that eventually, after repetition, become a new belief system. So a lot of times we don't pay attention to what our thought processes are. A lot of times we have thoughts that are pre-programmed on autopilot from past stories, past relationships, past upbringings, experiences, things like that, that we are still living out and we don't even realize it. So for example, no matter what your age is, you could have had somebody in elementary school tell you that you're ugly, or you're not pretty, or you're not good looking enough, or you're overweight, or you're fat, or nobody likes you, things like that. And as stupid as it sounds, our minds kind of grasp onto that because it's an emotional experience, and we become identified with that thought. So for example, like my own personal experience, when I was younger, I always struggled with being very athletic, a little bit of a tomboy. I always felt like I was just like one of the guys. I wasn't pretty enough, or things like that. Except for I never really knew that that was the identity that I identified to. I didn't realize that that was what I was identifying myself as not pretty enough, not good enough, like too strong, too ambitious, whatever it was, until later on in life through a series of experiences and being introduced to the power of your subconscious mind. So first, in order to develop positive affirmations that help move you towards what you want in your life and your goals, you have to, at first, identify the thoughts that you have now. You have to become aware of what you're even thinking now in order to wipe those out and start fresh. So when you're doing your meditation or spiritual practice, and you're breathing and you're in the present moment, I kind of just want you to listen to the thoughts that are running through your mind. Is it things that are positive and are helping you? Are they encouraging thoughts, or are they things that you would never even want your worst enemy to tell you? So if you're sitting there in silence and you're like, God, I wish, like, I hate my legs, and like, man, my hair is too thin, I'm really looking old, or I'm never gonna get that job, I'm never gonna get that relationship, I'm never gonna get to the fitness levels that I want. Whatever it is, I don't want you to judge it. Just listen to it. By becoming aware, you empower yourself. So listen to it, become aware. I want you to write these out. No judgment. Again, you're just writing to kind of like understand where you're starting at. Then after you've kind of gone through that and you see them on paper, it may be really easy for you to identify what some obstacles have been in your life of why you can't move past that. You might see all that and be like, oh, no wonder I haven't done any of this, because like all I'm telling myself is I can't, I won't have, I'm not good enough, and it'll be a very simple shift. Others, it might be harder to identify, and you may have to go all the way back to who told me that the first time, and where did that thought even come from, and what is this, and why do I think this? Regardless, once you have that out, I then want you to create the 3 to 5 new affirmations that align with what you do want in life. So for example, some of mine, just to be totally transparent, some of mine that I repeat mentally and I write out and I meditate on is, I am loved, I am strong enough, I am capable, I believe in myself, I can be anything that I want to be. I know that when I put my mind to something, I immediately accomplish it. I am making a positive impact. I am beautiful. I am perfect exactly how I am, and there's nothing to fix. So things like that, like those are the thoughts you want to be running through your mind all day, because eventually when you're seeing it on paper, you're writing it down, you're looking in the mirror, you're telling yourself, you're thinking these things as you're driving around throughout town, that's eventually going to become a new belief system. And your belief systems are what dictate your entire life. So I want to help you just reestablish that. So once you have your 3 to 5 affirmations, I want you to write them down every single day. Every day. And then when you're doing your workouts and you want to give up, I want you to think of that new affirmation of, I am strong enough, I can do this, I am going to hit my goals, I am making new habits, I am making positive changes, I know I'm going to get there. Because that's what's going to keep you moving forward. Getting rid of those old belief systems that are no longer working for you, and that's what's going to keep you moving forward to what you actually do want. Once you have that, put it in Post-it notes, put it all over your car, on your bathroom mirror, put it in the kitchen, put it on your desk at work, anywhere that you're constantly looking at, just because all that's doing is it's planting little seeds, it's planting new habits, it's reminding you of, oh yeah, I can relax because I know I'm on the right path, I know I'm moving in the right direction. So that's step number 2. Create 3 to 5 affirmations that align with the direction and the new image and identity that you want to have for your life. So the whole thing is, you can't identify yourself as a fat and overweight person and expect on the outside that you're going to be making healthy, fit, and lean choices. You have to first ask yourself, how would somebody who is fit and lean and loves themselves and likes their body act? What foods would they eat? Then slowly, as you think that way and you start to think like a healthy person, you start to think like the athlete, you start to think like the successful person, the person who's happily married, the person who's happy with their job, all of a sudden you'll notice your exterior world will change. So think of that. Number 3, strength train. You already know this. You already know that I'm like a huge believer in strength training, that I am telling women, men all over the world, like, strength train. The reason this is one of the practices is because strength training, and it's even been proven scientifically, doesn't just affect your overall physical look or your overall just like health from having a great tight body. Psychologically, it helps you as well. So strength training is important on 3 to 5 days a week. You can't do 7 days a week, your body needs time to repair, but 3 to 5 days a week. And if you can, heavy strength training. And the reason being is because when you're going through anything in life, again, like just some of the situations that I've given or experiences that I've given, when the weight of the world feels like it is on your shoulders, sometimes that translates into a physical weight. And when that physical weight feels so heavy and you just think, I cannot squat this, I cannot lift this, I can't do it, you're gonna find a strength within yourself that you didn't know you had. And when you're consistently practicing strength training and all of a sudden you're lifting 3 to 5 pounds heavier than you did 6 months ago, and all of a sudden like you're doing stuff that you never thought you could do, and women, like all of a sudden like you're holding a weight overhead that you never thought you could weigh, that then translates into what you're doing in the rest of your life of, oh my God, I never would have imagined that I was this successful. I never would have imagined that this is what my life looks like. And it's gonna help you just tap into a part of yourself that you didn't know you had. If you are strength training, I would recommend that you start kind of challenging yourself a little bit more. Even now, I've been doing this 10 plus years, and I'm still always looking for ways to improve my strength, to improve my endurance, because I know when I stop learning, I stop growing, and that translates into other areas of my life. And it's important that you create a self-talk whenever you are doing this. So think about this. Say if you have the luxury of having a workout partner or having people to kind of push you through your workouts, congratulations, that's amazing. I would let them know that you are focused on hitting new goals and you're implementing these 3 steps in your life, and use them as an accountability partner to help keep you on the right track. If you do not have a workout partner or an accountability partner or a group, that's okay. Here's what I want you to do in your strength training. When it's just you and that barbell, I want you to see that as you showing yourself and proving to yourself that you are strong enough. Think about those thoughts again that we talked about with the affirmations. So when you put 5 more pounds on the bar, you've never lifted that weight before, right before you walk up to that, I want you to remind yourself, like, I can do this. I know I'm strong enough, and I'm about to prove it to myself. I can do this. I know I can lift this. I know I'm capable, and I'm strong enough to carry anything I need to in life, but I'm also strong enough that I can go hit those goals, and I can have the business I always wanted, or I can have the career that I always wanted. I deserve love and an awesome relationship. I deserve good things in life. I know it sounds like so crazy, but that's the way that life works. Like, what you're doing in one area translates into so many other areas of your life. So that's number 3. I want you strength training. There's so many videos in here that are strength training focused, on top of conditioning focused. I want you to do them. Tell me how you're doing with them. I perform strength training 5-6 days a week. And I do it with women that are so much stronger than I am, because they keep me moving forward. I see them and I think, if they can do this, I can do this too. There's an example of what I can move towards. So do the same exact thing. So those are my 3 practices that I want you to do if you aren't already doing them. focus on them. If you haven't kind of done that in a while, get a refresher, kind of get your life back on track. Meditation, number one, some sort of spiritual practice. It can be whatever puts you in the present moment. Number two, coming up with 3 to 5 affirmations that really fit the new identity or the direction you want your life to go. And number three, strength training 5-6 days a week. I hope this helps you. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you do. Like, I love hearing your progress. I love hearing about how you're overcoming things and hitting new goals. And until next time, I'll see you in one of the other videos. Good luck and work hard. Bye.